Welcome again. This is Spotlight. I'm Pastor Dan, and we're talking about things that I have learned and grew in this last year, 2022. Last time we talked a little bit about how we need to follow Jesus whenever he wants to knock on the door and give us a better picture of who God is. We need to follow that. And we will follow the Lamb wherever he goes to new ideas, bigger ideas, better ideas, more true ideas. Bible says that the God of this world, which is Satan, has blinded the minds of men to the gospel. And Jesus comes to give us the light. We have to follow the light, walk in the light, walk out to the Good Shepherd. We got to go to some of the Hitler places this summer. We were in Nuremberg in Germany. And here's where hundreds of thousands, maybe 500,000 people would come to these huge rallies. And Hitler would be there, and they had all their sort of psychological methods of trying to whip people into a frenzy. And they had their salutes and their language and their videos and their banners. And good people who went home and probably went to church and were Lutherans and loved their families and paid the bills, got sucked into something that created a world war and killed 6 million Jews. And we couldn't help but ask ourselves, like everyone else does, as we went through these museums, why didn't these people stand up? How did they go? Why did you go along with that? You go to Dachau, where we saw where those prisoners were shot and then put into these ovens. They just prosecuted an old lady here last week or two, 95 or 97 years old. She was 17 to 19 years old. She's a secretary. Did she even know what was going on outside the windows? And they said, we think there's no way she could not have known. And they want to hold her accountable for like 10,000 murders. So they're appealing that. She's 90-some years old. Teenage secretary. Why didn't people stand up and say, this is wrong? I'm not going to be a part of this. Did they agree? Were they afraid? And I had to say, you can't mix this. We got to go to Eagle's Nest. It's a beautiful place. It's on top of this mountain outcropping looking out over the valley. It's just gorgeous. Hitler loved it, and all his friends would go up there. And we're in what is now a restaurant where they plotted the destruction of a whole race of people, not 6 million Jews. You can't accept that. You can't say we're in a beautiful place and these are good people and then be part of that. You have to come out from that. And Revelation says you cannot be part of the beast. These people are church people. They're maybe good people. They build cathedrals. They have stained glass and they sing Jesus songs. But they believe wrong, terrible things about God that blasphemes God. You can't mix that. You have to come out and become a follower of Jesus. Not just to get your own sins forgiven and get yourself into heaven, but to follow Jesus until you become friends of God. Jesus says, I have called you friends. No friends can be friends and believe such rotten things about their friend. No, you can't. Jesus is not going to have a heaven full of friends who just think he's terrible in many ways. That's got to go. You have to come out from that. And so I am speaking more clearly than I have ever before. People need to come out. Even if you're in my church, you can be in my church and still be in the beast and believe wrong things about God. You have to come out. That's the clear message of Revelation 18:4. Come out. Babylon has fallen, come out. Jesus says, I want you to come from the other folds. I must bring them also, and they will come to me, the Good Shepherd. So I invite you to be vigilant. And the Holy Spirit knocks on the door of a mansion in your life and says, that's not the best. That is just not the best way to talk about me. You're in a Sabbath school class, and someone says something that really doesn't honor God, and you think about that. Say, man, is that really what I believe? Can't. The Pope said last night for New Year's, praying to the Holy Mother to help the Pope that just died transition into heaven? You think what that means? He's not trusting God himself to get that man into heaven, regardless of when he goes. We have to pray to Mary to go in, to present to God, to mediate before God, so that a pope can get into heaven. He thinks he's saying something holy and righteous and good before thousands of people in St. Peter's Square. But it says something terrible about God. He needs to be careful. Think through every sentence, you can't mix these things and say things like that about God. So that's one of my lessons for this year. Be careful and come out where we need to come out and come to the Good Shepherd. This is Spotlight. Hope you'll be with us next time. Happy New Year. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.